What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 11 of the live stream series. Today's going to be a great workout. No weight required. You just need your body weight. We're going to work on mobility of our hips, shoulders, and work on core strength. Kind of do like a full body workout, all with body weight. So, biggest thing we want to start with is dynamic warm-up. We want to work the hip flexors and the hamstrings in this exercise. So we're going to go to the ground, and we want to do about 8 repetitions on each side. Thanks, bud. So we want to get in this half kneel position, okay, and we want to lean forward, squeeze this glute as you lean forward, kind of going into a hip flexor stretch. Hold it for about 1 to 2 seconds, and then lean all the way back, straighten this leg, so we stretch the hamstring. If you can, not everyone will have the flexibility, put your hands down, and then lean back in. And we want to do 8 reps, like that. So let's do 4 more on that side. Don't rush through it either. Just a nice, easy stretch. I prefer dynamic warm-ups or stretching while moving versus static. Just to really, messed that one up. Just to really prepare the joints and the muscles for the movements we do during the workout. So let's switch sides here. Kind of keep this glute strong. What's up, Patty?
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Oh.
So this leg forward. Push up, Diddy. This is my tech consultant, Archer.
Hear loud and clear, Archer.
He's bad at his job.
Hear loud and clear. All right, come on, get away.
Hey, what's up, my boy Roman? What's up, dog? So here, and then straight back.
Okay.
If you can't put your hands down,
Okay.
then you can still do it like this. Kind of grab your front leg. But you want to feel a stretch here on the left hip flexor, and then hamstring stretch right there. And you want to do about 8 to 10 reps each side. Okay, so next one. This is a balance exercise, just to get work the lower leg as well as hinging at the hips, and work the lower back a little bit. So if you can stand on one leg, that's the first kind of prerequisite for it. And you want to hinge back here, keep the back leg slightly bent, kind of like a flamingo type motion. So here, and we want to do 5 reps each side. And if you can't actually balance, then I have clients that have bad balance. They will hold, like, I have a speaker here that I'm holding, just hold something next to you, a pole or just something to help the balance, and you can actually do the same motion like that. But if you want to work on your balance, just take it easy, one at a time. Try to have a nice surface to do it on, flat surface. And we're just stimulating our hamstrings here because my weight's kind of shifting more to my heels when I go back. I'm not just like leaning forward, I'm actually pushing the weight back towards this glute and this hamstring. And you can have your hands kind of out in front of you if you need, or to your side. And progression, you kind of want to be able to go into a straight leg eventually, but I found the bent leg is easier to keep your center of gravity and your balance. Alright, so then we're going to do 5-way hip mobility circuit. This is one you can do a couple times a week, or even 1 time a week, to help mobility of your hips. Basically strengthen muscles in your hips that get overactive. For example, the hip flexors, when we sit a lot, they get overactive and they actually shorten in length. We want to strengthen them, not stretch them really. That won't really help them achieve like the original length. It'll just help the flexibility of the muscle group. So we want to actually strengthen them And then if you have like weak glutes or hamstrings, this will help that too. So we're gonna go to the floor for this one. And basically there's 5 different motions we're gonna do with the hip here. The first one is really simple. Oops. Let's do it this way. Lay on your side here, kind of in a side plank position. And what we want to do is lift up as high as you can so you feel a burn there. Hold it, slow on the way down. It's going to work the outer part of the hip. 12 reps each side. All these motions should be done like slow and controlled too. You'll get a better burn and you'll make the muscle work a lot harder. So definitely don't rush through it. Cool, then we're going to switch sides. Gotta find the position where I feel the top portion of the exercise there. Try to pause at the top there. This is actually my weaker side, so it is harder. Definitely want to be conscious of that. Maybe do a couple more reps on the weaker side, and or do another set. That'll help. Over time, it'll help even them out. So we're really working like the IT band area, like the glutes that comes out to the side. It's called your gluteus medius. And then the muscles that kind of run along the side of your thigh. One more. Next is going to be similar position. Bring this leg like here, like so. You want to kind of keep this one nice and strong. Bend this one slightly, and you want to lift up to work the inner thigh. Okay. And this one's important to kind of just pause there. That'll really flex that muscle group. Your adductors. And in my experience, those tend to be a lot more underactive and not as strong as the outer legs, and also a lot of lack of flexibility in that area. So these will help strengthen those muscles in there. And change sides. So here, you want to lift up here. Thanks for tuning in, Roman. Appreciate it, buddy. Hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Or today. Yeah. I forget you're like a 12-hour difference. Paige likes the gym. Nice upgrade. Yeah, I know. I need more equipment, you know what I mean? The other one was just a lot of open space. It was real nice. But, you know, I had to upgrade to more equipment.
I get some dip bars in here.
Get some dip bars.
Gotta get some TRX
squats.
strips. TRX strips.
Oh man, I wish I could do a TRX workout with you guys. That would be sweet.
The sling will not hold those straps out here.
Yeah. We could make a mobile stream with no overlays or anything, and we could do it in there, and I could do a full TRX workout. But the problem is no one can do it because no one has those.
Or you get the full-on gym.
That's true. So next one's going to be, we got 2 ways already. We got the adduction and abduction, and then we want to do extension, which is basically lifting your leg backwards. So this is my favorite one. You kind of lay down here like that, and you want to push the side that's not working, in my case the left one, into the ground. This one goes all the way up. Try to keep your leg straight as possible, and pause at the top. This is going to help work the glutes. Those tend to be underactive with people that don't exercise regularly, people that don't do squats or things like that. A lot of people's thighs are strong, but their glutes and hamstrings are a lot weaker, and this can really help strengthen those. Plus, it's great for low back health. Harder than you think, actually. If you really focus on these, you'll get a good burn in the hamstring and the glute. The glutes! Working the glutes. Switch sides. Do you have it up right now? What did he say?
What?
What's the next comment? I can't read it from here.
His height? Hello, my friend.
No, the third one. Oh, that was it? Okay. Never mind. My bad. So 12 reps on all these. So that's 3 directions. Then we want to go to what I call hip clamshells, actually. Hip flexion is at the end. So your legs are kind of at a 45-degree here, and I'm going to stack my feet on top of each other, because when I get to this position, kind of squeeze the glute. That's about as far as I can go. I'm going to be pushing my heels into each other, and then I want to squeeze my thighs together here. 12 reps. Switch sides. So this one's a lot harder for me. Actually, I have trouble on the left side with mobility. So this one burns a lot more, and I don't actually have as much range of motion. So be wary of that. You might have an imbalance in your range of motion or strength in the hips. These can help. Work on them individually so you can try to fix that. Nice. But after this circuit, your hips will feel a lot more loose. The muscles have been stimulated. This is just the warm-up, by the way. I guess you could consider this the first part of the workout, but I wanted to do a couple other warm-up exercises for this. And if you don't get a good burn at 12 reps, that means you probably need to hold it longer at the top or go slower. Alright, then we got hip flexion. Basically, you want to lay down, keep one leg like this, and you're only going to lift to about the height of that knee. Slow on the way down, and go just before you touch the ground. 12 reps again. Just want to feel the hip flexor working. And 12. So we want to change sides. Try not to rest at all. Just keep the tension on those legs. A little pause here is ideal. So this helps really strengthen the hip flexor. If your hip flexors are weak, which if you sit a lot and you have tightness in your hips, they're probably weak and overactive, meaning they shorten. This will help restore the natural length by strengthening them. So it should burn probably more than you expected. If you want to do 15 reps, you can. Let's go a little slower. So that's pretty much the 5-way hip circuit right there. Then we want to do a squat with your hands up front for the first part of the workout. I'm just going to get my timer. So what we want to do, you're going to squat with your hands out in front of you. You want your toes pointed forward, but you can have a wide stance. And we're going to do a minute of that. Then we'll go right into a 45-second plank. And if you can't last the full 45 seconds, no big deal. Just do like 30 seconds or whatever you can. And we want to go on our forearms for that. And then we'll basically do a 20-second break after we do both. And we want to do 3 sets total. We're just going to do 2 just for time's sake. So I'm going to start the timer. Well, actually, yeah, you already saw that. So yeah, I'm ready. So hands out front. Nice and easy. Just sit back in your hips. Man, I love this gym. This gym is awesome. So much space for activities. If you have a bad squat or bad form, if you find yourself kind of leaning forward and your heels coming up a little bit, knees going in, could mean you have lack of mobility in your lower back and weak glutes. So in that case, I would have you do like a quarter squat, just working on this motion as opposed to trying to squat really low and going forward like that. 5 seconds left. So then we go to the floor, work on planks here. So you want to keep your feet together. That'll help you stay up, and then forearms right under your shoulders. So keep them to center your gravity, right under your chest. Okay? Gotta have good form for the stream. 25 seconds. 15 seconds. 5 seconds. And relax. So we're gonna do a 20-second break here. Why are we doing this? Planks are a great way to work your core, and I don't just mean abs, I mean your muscles that run along down your spine, as well as our glutes. It really works the full body without doing, a lot of spinal movement. So it can be good for people that, for one, don't have a lot of body strength and want to increase it, as well as their ab strength. And it can be good for people who can't do like sit-ups and crunches and those type of motions because it hurts their back. So it also brings up your heart rate. So we don't want to get you sweating. So we're going to start back at the top. Squat with hands out front. And I don't need you to squat super low. If you have a bad one, or you find yourself squatting forward, just kind of work on getting those glutes back like that. 10 seconds. You got this. Keep going. It's supposed to burn. Keep going. 3. Last rep. Okay. So we go to 45-second plank. And then we're going to move on, but you do want to do 3 sets of this if you can. So, planks, baby, let's go. Try to keep a nice flat back. Keep your elbows right under your chest here. You don't want to be too far out or too far forward. Nice work, 15 seconds. Yeah, push through, 10 seconds. Alright, buddy. 5 seconds left. And break. So, you can get a water break while I explain the next ones. We want to do a reverse lunge to overhead extension or flexion. So, you step backwards and lift up, and that's going to work on hip mobility and thoracic spine strength and mobility. And then we can pair that with a simple Russian twist, but with no weight. You want to lean back, try to cross your legs, have them up off the ground. If you can't, you have them on the ground, like your heels into the ground. And we're going to stop on each side. When we do that, let me get my water. Nice, so reverse lunge. So you're gonna be here. The first one, definitely make sure you have a good stride. You don't want to be too narrow where my knee's gonna lean forward. I want it right above, straight line from my ankle basically. So I'm gonna step back and then I'm gonna reach up, push forward, back into standing position. And we want to do 30 seconds each side. So then after we do that, we're going to go to Russian twist, and that's going to be on the ground, and you're going to rotate side to side. So let's do it. Reverse lunge, 30 seconds. Make sure you find your stance first. If you have a problem balancing for this, you can skip the overhead part and just try the lunge. And you don't have to go super low. I don't need your knee going all the way to the ground like that. You just need to get in a position where your legs are both 90 degrees like that. So I take a nice big step back because you always kind of need to take a bigger step than you think. Switch sides. Last rep. Don't cheat it. Do that last rep. There we go. So then we go to the ground. Russian twist. No, that's good. And you want to lean back here and pause at each direction. Now I'm going to have my feet up and cross. It's going to help bring the lowers into it. But if you can't, no big deal. You just put your heels down. You'll still get a good workout. We'll still work the abs. So we're just doing 45 seconds here. Ten seconds left. You got this. Nice and easy. Pause at each direction. Just want to fully rotate to your side. Work those obliques as well as the lower back. Go ahead and relax. You get a 30-second break here. and we go do one more set. That'll really build up good strong abs here as well as on the side, and the muscles kind of closer to your skeleton, like transverse abdominis and things like that. So also the muscles like kind of on the lower spine area. You have to stay in this position here. We're not sagging forward, so it's going to work the lower back and the core or the abs. So let's do another set, starting with the lunges. Nice big stride, and then raise the arms up. Workout Wednesdays. If you have stress and you're tired of the politics, then come work out with us. Switch sides. Oops. Last rep. Then we go to Russian twist. Go ahead. Ten seconds. All right. So we're going to take a quick break. Sorry about that. So we got one more group exercise to do before the cool down, and then I'll let y'all go. So we want to do my personal favorite right now, mountain climber to flexion to thoracic rotation. You're basically holding a plank while doing this. So if you can't hold the plank for longer than a minute, then you want to just do it from your knees in table position. So a table would be like this. This is, again, the modified form. If you can't hold a plank for a while, you would rotate like that. But we want to do it from here. Bring this one all the way forward. So that's going to help the mobility here. And we want to hold a nice, strong plank. Then I would switch sides. So we do that for a minute. Then we move to the hip hinge and shoulder mobility complex or circuit, however you like. Basically hold the RDL position, and we're going to start with our arms back in full extension here. Engage the lats and work the shoulders, and we're going to hold that for 10 to 15 seconds. Then I'm going to have you move forward, and we're still pulling our abs in, pushing our hips back here so that weight's more on our heels. And then I'm going to have you lift them all the way up into flexion, and then the last one, when I say W, move it to this position like a pull down. So you're punching your shoulder blades back and pulling down with the lats. And we basically do that for 45 seconds. each one we hold for about 10 seconds. So starting with the mountain climber, we want to start here in the plank. Here, forward, and across. Okay. So you use the arm, push your arm forward on the same side that the leg that you have forward. So you don't want to reach with this arm. You're not going to be able to balance. You want to reach with the arm that's on the same side of your leg that is forward. This is a great one to work the thoracic spine and the core and kind of bring your heart rate up, as well as upper body strength. Ten seconds left. Try to keep your butt down too. As the longer you do it, our body's gonna want to lift up here, and you want to bring your butt back down. Last one. Finish this rep up. So then we go to the hip hinge and shoulder mobility complex. Start right here. Arms in flexion and hinge back here. So you should feel it in the hamstrings at the end, as well as the shoulders and the abs, hopefully a little bit too. And you want to actively push back. Then you have your arms forward. Looks easy, but this is going to work on a lot of thoracic mobility and upper back mobility, and you'll feel a little pressure in your lower back, especially if you have a tight back or back problems. Lift them up now. But we're going to be working all the muscles along our spine in general, and just trying to keep the tension on your hamstrings. You don't want to be in a squat and then W position. So it should look like this. And relax. So 30 seconds, then we do one more set of those, and we got a cool down on this workout Wednesday. It's gonna be, first up is gonna be the mountain climber again. 10 seconds left. So let's go. Thirty seconds left. Keep it going. Once again, if you can't hold the plank, you can drop to your knees and continue the motion. It's just not nearly as hard, but you still get the benefits. Five seconds left. Try to squeeze out one more each side. So then we go hip hinge and shoulder mobility complex. So we want to start in this position here and go for it. Start here, push your hips back and your arms. You want more weight on your heels. Keep pulling back. And we're going to lift them forward. Make sure you're not rounding at the shoulders. You want to pull your abs in. Keep your abs strong. And then we're going to lift them up. This is the tough one. This is when you might feel a little pressure in the lower back and or neck, if you have a tight neck or just like weak muscles in the back side of your body. And this is going to really help stimulate those. Let's go to W. This is my personal favorite. Feels good. Pulling the shoulder blades back and just do a static hold. Keep squeezing. Let's hold a little bit longer as the last one. And good. Good job, everybody. Once again, you kind of want to get a great warm-up in. 5 to 10 minutes. We did a really long one today because we did some dynamic exercises, and then we did the 5-way hip mobility, which in its own can be its own corrective exercise circuit to work the muscles in your hips that are weaker. So then we're just gonna cool down here. We're gonna go to the ground, work on cat-cow to kind of work on the stretch out the muscles in the abs and the spine, and then we're gonna transition into a cobra, stretch them again, then into downward dog. So this will be so keep your heart rate up a little bit, but it's just all part of the cooling down process. Then we're gonna do like a static stretch at the end to really help you cool down. And we're gonna kind of work for just about a minute here. So how you want to do it is start here. You want to push through your heels of your palms of your hands and feel the stretch in your upper back. Kind of hold it for about 3 seconds or 2 deep breaths. And then you want to push into cow, which is like pushing your tailbone out. And we did a lot of work on the spine and the core, so we want to stretch it out. So we do 3 like that. Then we go forward into cobra, like this. Push your glutes into the ground. Push your hips into the ground. Just kind of squeeze your glutes, and this is going to help stretch the navel area of our abs, kind of like your belly area. And then what I'm going to do is transition to plank, go back into downward dog. A little smoother than that, but you get the picture. And then I'll just have you hold that for a little bit, then we'll go back down the table. So let's do it. So cat-cow. Then into cobra. So push from your palms of your hands, have your arms stretched, push your hips into the ground. There we go. Breathe. I'm going to do about a 10-second hold there. Then you want to transition to plank. And then push back here. We're going to stretch our back and our hamstrings. If you can't hold yourself up, like if your arms are kind of tired, you can just do smaller intervals. Come back down the table. Cool, so we're gonna do that one more time. Really get a good cool down set in. Let's do it. Deep inhale here in cat. Exhale to cow. I did 4, but that's okay. Then go to cobra. Nice and easy here. Stretch the abs. And we're going to transition to plank. And push your hips back. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings all the way down to like the top of and the middle of the calf. And sometimes I even do a little bit something like that. Bring my toes up on one, push my heel down on the other, and then switch. Helps stretch the calves a little more. Perfect timing. So that's about a minute of work that we're doing there. So we did that two times through. Now we want to do more of a static stretch. This one's going to be called, I call it the 90-90 hip stretch. You kind of make a 90-degree. Hi, buddy. Are you stretching too? Are you cooling down, buddy? Oh, I said good boy. Get your hips 90-degree position, like so. I have a little extra resistance with this guy. So you want to push your hips down, like so. And that should create a stretch here. And then you want to lean forward and to the side to create a stretch on the front leg, that part of the right part of my spine right now. That's where you're going to feel it. And you want to actually push your hips into the ground now. You just don't want to just lean over. You want to push your hips into the ground. You're going to get a lot more of a stretch. And then we want to slowly transition here. My hands are going to go behind me now. I'm going to push down. Stretch is going to get real intense and come to more of the hip flexor, front of your thigh, all the way up into your adductor or your groin area. And we're going to hold that. Stretching out the muscles we use in the lunges, things like that. So my warm-up usually consists of dynamic motion of the muscles we're trying to work that day. Let's switch sides. And the cool down is kind of going to stretch out the muscles that we just worked, as well as bring our heart rate down and our breathing rate down. So let's switch legs. Can you bring it down a little bit? Thanks. So have your legs in a 90-degree position like that. Push your hips into the ground. Then you want to lean forward here while pushing your hips in the ground. And you're going to feel a stretch in this glute up into the side. And if you want more of a stretch, you just go a little bit farther. A couple of deep breaths. We're going to transition to set position 2. And the stretch is going to change to more of in the front of the thigh here. Oh yeah. So the last one's going to be child's pose, and we're going to also extend our arms out front to kind of stretch the lats and the muscles up in here. So we're going to sit in this for about 30 seconds, and you can sit in it longer if you want. You're going to push your hips all the way back as far as you can. And then you're going to have your arms forward, and you want your head down to your navel. And my toes tend to cramp up when they're down like that after working them, so I'm actually going to curl my toes, but you don't have to. Are you cooling down with me, Betty? Hey, Betty. Did you have a good workout? Yeah, horsey. Good boy. Good boy. Say hi. Hi. Hello, stream. You guys better work out.
Pound it. Pound it.
Good boy.
Good boy. Pound it. Pound it. Okay. You have to say it.
And relax. Cool, so get a good warm-up in before you do this. It's going to be available on my YouTube channel, as well as my Destined to Move page on Facebook. Information is down below there. We also got my Instagram and my Twitter. My YouTube, you just look up Logan Murray. I should put the link on here real quick. So I'm going to be putting those up there. I've been updating them. I've been working all week to kind of cut them a little bit and put them on there for you guys to check out. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you come over to my channel on YouTube. Here we go. Facebook page is www.facebook.com/live-workouts-with-Logan. Yeah, boy. And here's going to be the link to my YouTube. Bam! Alright, well, just want to say thanks to my partners here, Archer, the sound tech. He's really bad at his job. And my boy Kian. He's got the mask on. Make sure you wear your mask.
Mask up.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week.